warm welcome to you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments and suggestions and liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels. Today we have with us Chandrasekhar Sharvadi. Sir, a warm welcome and pranam to you.
My pleasure.
So, sir, what is the Akalaniya shloka that we are going to learn from you today?
See, you will see it is talking about getting bath in Ganga.
Right.
Is it? And Bhavatartnakar has given it in different manner. And this is Yugma Jatasya Bhagyastho Guru Mando Tayor Dasha. It's their Dasha. Kale Bhavati Gangaya Snanam Bhavati Nishcha. Mithun Lagna for a person born in Gemini, if Jupiter and Saturn are placed in the 9th house, then that Jataka will certainly have a bath in holy Ganga during their dashas, the period of influence of those planets. Now here, if we read through Bhavarat Ratnakar, even the first shloka, we will find that in such a case, in case of Jupiter and Saturn coming together for Aries, the great Ramanujacharya says that it will not cause any yoga. So why? See, ultimately, even there what happens? Lord of the 10th is Saturn. Yes. Lord of the 9th is Jupiter. So why not? Why should it not give the result of Dharma Karmadipati Yoga? And where from this Ganga is coming? This is one thing which has to be understood in the proper perspective. This reference to Ganga is generally to do with the final rites of father, where all Hindus are supposed to immerse the, their ashes in Ganga or in a holy river. Because when we say Ganga, we have to take it in a larger perspective. Here, of course, he has said Ganga. In one of the shlokas, he said rivers like Ganga. So one and the same thing, it need not always be Ganga, some holy river. And for that, the person will go. Has to be understood. We are only thinking bathing in river Ganga. No, it has to do with something else. Why? 10th lord is Jupiter. This 10th bhava represents the accumulated wealth of the father, because it is second from the 9th house. But in this wealth, getting final emancipation is also wealth. And that is why you will see whenever some shloka in one of the any of the classics will talk about performing the final rites, 10th lord or 10th bhava will always be involved. So that is it. Punnamna narka trayati putraha is the Sanskrit word. The son is one who protects you from going to a naraka, a hell, which is known as Put. And putra means putri, etc. Always remember this, because some people may not have a putra at all. They can have a putri, so it doesn't make it. Now, why? So, see, Lord of the 7th is Jupiter. Ideally, if we look at it, he has got Kendradipati dosha. They blame it due to owning the Kendra.
Yes.
Saturn also happens to be Lord of the 8th. Yeah. So he has also affliction.
Yes.
So why suddenly in case of only Gemini, it should give something?
Right.
I mean, this is how we have to look at it. And that is why it becomes sometimes complex, because he says at one place that if Jupiter and Saturn are together, but if they own the 12th house or 8th house or any 9th and 10th are together, the Dharma Karma Dipati Yoga doesn't have, or good results are not there. So what is so special about it? Now we look at the fact that generally Jupiter and Saturn coming together in any house gives an inclination towards things orthodox and religious. And they are sitting right there in the 9th house. So that will be his tendency. But having that tendency does not necessarily mean he will perform the last rites of the father. And why Ganga? Where from Ganga has come? So now we have to think about which Rashis are involved here.
What are the Rashis?
Jupiter owns Pisces. Pisces is called a Jala Rashi, a watery Rashi. Saturn also owns the
Kumbh Rashi.
It is Kumbh is Nirjal Rashi, but he also owns Makara Rashi, the Capricorn Rashi, which is called as Jalashraya Rashi. It lives by the side of Jala, is the way Jatak Parijat tells. Not only that, this Saturn aspects the 6th house, where our the Scorpio is there, which is another Jala Rashi, the watery sign.
Yes.
And therefore, this travel, because 7th house is house of travel, this Lord of travels entering in the place which is called as the 9th house, is also known as Vapi, Tadaga, all water bodies doing things which are, religious. This Lord of the travel is going to that place. So he is going to travel is one thing. What are those planets? They both own watery things, watery rashis. Not only that, together they aspect because though Jupiter doesn't aspect
Scorpio, but it's a combined effect. Yeah.
But because it is with Saturn, some of its energy goes there also. He also owns both of them own the watery rashi. So what is happening is he will have naturally when you go there, you are supposed to not only immerse the ashes, you are also supposed to have a bath there. And that is why he is saying ki Ganga aya snanam bhavati. Why in both of their dasha kala, dasha type? Because they are connected with those things. One is connected with the 9th house, relating to father, diksha, matha, etc., etc. Anything which is religious, and the wealth of the father, which also includes his getting final emancipation, and final emancipation is obtained. That is what is believed if the son performs the last rites of the father by the side of a why water? Because why a river? Why not elsewhere? Because it has to do with the watery element, and that is how this explains out. Otherwise, it is really difficult to understand, because why should it happen? What has the Earth's Lord to do with it? Isn't it? Earth's Lord, he is also a watery person. Of course, Ghata, as you rightly were pointing out, is name of
Aquarius.
Aquarius, which happens to be a pitcher of water.
Yes.
But and that water is falling down. So you now bring all this together and we understand what is that, what are they talking? It is not only bathing, it is perhaps performing the last rites of the father by the side of a river. Because Makar is known as the Toyashraya Rashi. It lives by the banks of the something.
Banks of the
otherwise we know how 4, 8, and 12 are the watery Rashi. But Jatak Parijat, you will find the Ardha Jala Rashi and the Toyashraya Rashi. So that is how all this comes into one place. And because it is a travel, so that travel will be for this purpose, and by side of a river where he is likely to bathe. This is how it works out. Otherwise, it's very difficult to understand. What is Ganga to do with this? Because it is Dharma Karma Dipati Yoga anyway, isn't it?
And it's a very subtle point. Here we have to understand the intrinsic properties of the signs as well as the planets.
Absolutely. And how they aspect, and what happens when two planets are there and one is aspecting, another is not aspecting. So what happens? So his energy also goes there. It is a huge. It is coming together of two bullocks. So if one travels in one direction, the other has to move. He may move reluctantly, but he has to move and go in that same direction. This principle also is explained here very subtly.
Exactly.
So that is why I say it's something very difficult to understand. Anakalaniya. Akalan means to understand, and anakalaniya means not possible to understand. So I gave that title of Anakalaniya Shloka.
Thank you, sir.
That's it.
So if you want to understand more of these Anakalaniya shlokas with us, do join in with on a course coming up on Bhavarth Ratnakar Part 3. Till we meet with you again, stay tuned. Thank you so much, sir.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe. बेल आइकन को दबाएं ताकि आपको वीडियोस की अपडेट मिलती रहे. हमारे वीडियोस को लाइक करें, शेयर करें, उन पर कमेंट करें और हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना न भूलें.